This morning, I heard a good case. Counselors report that alcohol abuse is one of the greatest challenges a marriage can face. You are about to see how this challenge brought one couple into divorce court.
Divorce court is now in session.
Ms. Stinchcomb, Mr. Scott, you have been together for 4 years. Ms. Stinchcomb, you've had enough because you say Mr. Scott drinks too much. Why don't you tell me what's going on at your house?
He drinks a lot.
How much is a lot?
Too much.
How much is too much? I'm looking for quantity here. A number, something like that.
If he could have a drink every day, which is a half a pint or and 2 beers.
Every day?
Every day. And then if it's on the weekends, he could probably drink about 2 half a pints, and he'll continue to go.
Okay. Now, what kind of drunk is he? There are happy drunks, there are silly drunks, there are sexy drunks, there are mean drunks. I'm not calling you a drunk, I'm just trying to define your drunkness.
He's a nasty drunk.
That's not true.
Now, how would you know?
No, because, no. that's not true. Because, I mean, like, I work a lot and everything. I'm gone about 18, 19 hours a day.
Okay.
So maybe when I get off work, I want like 18 ounces and a half a pint, and I'm good with that.
An 18-ounce beer?
Beer. Some days I come
Is that a
out-
lot of beer? Is that a big beer?
No,
or is
that's
that
a small beer.
That's a small beer?
Yeah.
And
I only buy what my
beer is
pockets
12
can afford.
oh, a regular bill is 12 ounces. See, I got information over here. See, when I don't know, I ask.
Okay.
And then a half a pint.
Yeah, maybe, or shorty. It all depends on what my pockets
Now,
can
what
afford.
is a shorty?
Small, something more that big.
Now, when you do drink, are you a happy drunk, mean drunk, silly drunk?
I just relax. I mean, I just worked all these hours, so I just relax. And
So you are calm.
Right.
He is nowhere near calm.
Give me an example of something that has happened when he was intoxicated that would illustrate your point.
Oh, one time he'll get mad. Oh, I don't have to be here. You make enough money, you can go. You can pay the bills. Or he'll call me all types of names. Is when he overdrinks. Is when he acts the way that he acts. When he's just sober, he's just the most loving person. And I try to explain to him, if he doesn't drink, we would not have any problems.
It's no problem.
But
though.
as long, so, for example, he was losing sensation in his leg. So he went up to the ER. At first, he didn't even want me to come. So I was like, no, I'll meet you up there. So I met him up at the hospital. The nurse asked him, do you do drugs? He's like, no. And then he was like, but I drink a lot. So then she's like, well, how many drinks you had? He said, 1 and some beer. I'm sitting here in the back of my head like, you know you a lie. You didn't have about 4 or 5 shots. So when the nurse comes out the room,
That's not true, though.
she says, oh yeah, he smelled like the whole bar. I knew he didn't have no 1 shot and no beer.
Now, Ms. Stinchcomb, he sounds like he drinks a lot, but I don't see mean drunk. I don't see aggression. You haven't given me a good story. I've been around a couple of mean drunks. I know what that's like. You giving me, hey, he's a little ridiculous. He says things like, you don't need my money.
He's very disrespectful.
You got to give me an example.
He almost makes me feel like I'm not pretty or I'm not good enough for him. You know, I already know he like dark-skinned women, and you see we're the same color, so there's gonna be.
All right, I hear what you're saying. I don't think it's as extreme as you're telling me, Mr. Scott. What is your primary concern with Ms. Stinchcomb?
I just feel like, like she doesn't appreciate me sometimes.
Why do you feel that way?
Because I take on a big responsibility. I mean, I'm always at work, I picked up 2 kids that's not mine, but I look at them as mine. And like, sometimes, you know, thank you, or I appreciate what you do for my kids.
That's not...
It goes a long ways. Like, can I at least get that out of you?
I always say thank you. I even send him texts and say...
No, that's not...
No, one at a time, you.
I send texts and say, hey, I appreciate everything that you do for me and my children, because at the end of the day, that's not their father. They have a father, but he does that out of love for me. And I appreciate everything. I think some way down the line, we just started separating because he has a hectic job and I have a hectic job, but I always appreciate him.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Miss Stinchcomb. You say that you believe when he drinks, he cheats on you.
Oh, my goodness. He is flirtatious. He'll send texts like, the girl said, oh, I can't sleep. Oh, you want me to come over there and put you to sleep? Who does that? What you gonna put her to sleep for?
Mr. Scott, are you offering your services as a relaxant?
It was just shooting a text, just, you know.
Now, you know it wasn't cool, though, right? You knew it was wrong.
I knew it was wrong.
But you're not cheating on her, are you?
No, she think every time I turn the wheels on my car, I'm going to cheat. And I don't really have time to cheat.
Have you ever done anything at any time that would lead her to believe that you might be stepping out on her?
No.
Okay, that's a lie. So...
I understand Mr. Scott came home with his pants in his hand and some women's underwear on.
Oh,
please explain that to me. And I hope you were drunk that day. Divorce isn't easy. If you need help with your breakup, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Now, Ms. Stinchcomb, you can tell me the story about the cheating.
Okay, so we first moved in our first apartment together. Some girl is calling his phone. I'm like, somebody calling you. He said, go ahead, pick it up. So I pick up the phone, and she like, oh, can I speak to Juwan? I was like, he busy. Can you tell me such and such call? I said, oh, okay. So then I go to Juwan. I'm like, what's up with this girl? What you doing? So he was like, no, she just a friend. She got a boyfriend. And you remember the day I told you she took me to work and her boyfriend, right? I was like, oh, okay. So did you tell her you engaged? He was like, yeah, but she, you know, she not getting it. So I'm like, that don't even sound right.
But Ms. Stinchcomb, let me ask you this. If the man told you, pick up my phone. Now, most people are hiding them, you know, sitting on them, under the pillow, this and that. If the man went and said, go pick up the call, isn't that indicative of the fact that whomever may have been calling, he wasn't sleeping with because he wasn't worried about who it was?
Right.
Juwan is a manipulator, and he's sneaky. Don't let that fool you. So I said, hey, I'm going to call her. He said, oh, go ahead, call her. So I go call her. She was very nice. I was very nice. I'm not attacking her because at the end of the day, it's the man, not the woman. So I called her and she was like, well, I didn't know that he had a fiance and we've been kicking it for a year. And he said he want me to have his baby. And
now, Mr. Scott.
Hold on, Mr. And then this is the killer part. We're gonna put the icing on the cake. He brought her to our house so she can go to the bathroom. But let me tell you this. This goes back to saying he has a drinking problem because all of this is done when he's drunk.
That's not true.
He was drunk.
Now, did that woman call and say that you were kicking it for a year and that she was going to have your baby and all that?
I knew her. I mean, I knew her. But I mean, like, I wasn't drunk when I let her use the bathroom.
He was a tipsy.
I want to know about the part where she said she was going to have your baby. Did that happen?
Who knows?
Yeah, because he was probably.
But that was prior to her though. It was way before.
Okay, let me ask you this. One day, I understand Mr. Scott came home with his pants in his hand and some women's underwear on.
No.
Please explain that to me. And I hope you were drunk that day. Ms. Stinchcomb, tell me about that.
I was pregnant, and he had.
They were shorts.
He has a problem.
Go ahead, Ms. Stinchcomb.
They were shorts, but they was girl shorts. So he has a problem. He drinks so much he can't drive. So I don't know what he's doing. So he came home, and I was mad. I'm pregnant with your child, and you got the nerve to come home after 9 o'clock and then say, hey, how you doing? And oh, can I get some? I said, no. I don't know where you been. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he came in there with some little bitty shorts on, and I told him, whose shorts are those? Asked him, whose shorts are those? He's like, this my man's girlfriend's shorts, some crap.
These were shorts. They was men's shorts, though. It doesn't
and
matter.
if a man was wearing them, he had no business wearing them because they was too young.
Mr. Scott, how did you, whatever gender shorts they were, how did you get into a pair of shorts that weren't yours?
I mean, like, I used the bathroom and, you know.
He drank too much and he probably peed on himself.
It was a mess.
Yeah, it went on my pants. So I took my pants off and put some shorts on. But it's like she think I'm cheating and I really wasn't.
Yeah, but
I'm not sitting.
I'm gonna put the cheating away. But don't you think that's an indication that you might be drinking a little bit too much?
That was then though. That was then. I don't do it now.
You don't do that stuff anymore.
No.
All right, I'm gonna believe you.
If you don't have no money, he don't have no rack for you.
I've never seen men turn down extra sex. If you would like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Mr. Scott, you say that, you've said before that you felt unappreciated, but you've given me a couple of examples of how things are inequitable. You'll give her wonderful gifts, and she's very, very stingy or light with the appreciation. Why don't you explain that to me?
Prime example. Was it Mother's Day? It probably was Mother's Day.
Uh-huh.
I give her my bank card or gave her money or whatever. She was okay with that. Father's Day come, I get a card. I'm like, that's all I get? Like, I don't get to appreciate, like, a card. I mean, it's cool, a card, cool, but, like, come on now, be for real. You had time to think about this. Birthday come. She just always saying, like, oh, my birthday coming. I had back in my mind that, yeah, I'm going to do something for her, which, though, I gave her a nice card, put $200 in the card, and spent over $100 and some in balloons and cards. For my birthday, I get a card on the next day, and I had to beg for $40.
Ms. Stinchcomb, are you coming up light when it comes to demonstrating appreciation on special occasions?
Well, no, because
you can't say that you don't have the money because you have the money.
I have bills, okay?
We all have
I have bills. I have bills. I have bills. Juwan is unappreciative. He didn't tell you how last year I threw him a surprise birthday party and brought him an Xbox, whatever that is, and some tennis shoes and all the food, balloons, and decorative.
Did she do all that?
Yeah, that's last year, though.
Well, when did she come up light?
This birthday.
Yeah, when I turned 30. I'm like,
yeah.
okay,
but
that's a milestone. Come on now.
Honestly, I did not have the money.
But she knew from the last birthday, she had a whole 364 days to get ready. I'm just being honest, though.
Mrs. Stinchcomb, let me say this. Do you come up light on Father's Day?
I didn't have any money.
You know.
I have 2 kids.
I get that.
And we pay, and I pay more bills than him. At this point, and once I get myself kind of like not being so back, I would probably be able to do things. But see, Juwan thing is...
Let me say this to you, to both of you. Money is not necessarily an appropriate sign of care and affection, how much money you spend on it. Hang on. You can get creative with it. Do you understand something? You can show appreciation in ways that doesn't put money in somebody else's pocket. I'm going to be circumspect about this, but I'm just going to give you a suggestion. One year, I gave my husband a book of coupons, not for any purchases, but something he could get in the house. That was his favorite gift. Do you understand? You know what the coupons?
I get that, but Juwan is money. If you don't have no money, he don't have no rat for you.
I've never seen men turn down extra sex. But you guys got fun little coupons. I'm just saying, don't monetize it. There's always a whole lot going on in divorce court that people want to talk about. If you have something you want to say, join us on Twitter @DivorceCourt, or jump on our Facebook page and see what everybody's talking about on there. Sometimes you people get heated. Don't miss it. Mrs. Stinchcomb, you love this man.
I really do.
And you don't want him to go anywhere.
No.
But you want me to talk him into something.
I want him to go to rehab for his drinking.
First of all, I'm not going to rehab. If I got to deal with 3 to 4 kids, I'll slow down on the drinking. But the kids, they pluck your nerves. You might need a drink or 2. It's real talk. Come on now.
Let me say this.
No, let me say this. Ms. Stinchcomb, I think he probably drinks a little too much. I don't think he's an abusive or an angry drunk.
He is an angry
Ms.
drunk.
Stinchcomb, I have given you more than ample opportunity to give me a story that other than him... No, it's too late for that. I've asked 3 or 4 times and I didn't get it. He may need to slow down and he may need help slowing down, but I think that you love him and I think that you ought to be more supportive in his efforts to relax in ways other than alcohol involved. Do you understand what I'm saying? I just don't think he's that bad a guy. He's taking care of kids that aren't his. He's got 2 or 3 jobs. Yes, he might drink a little too much. You might want to slow that down a little bit. You don't want to come home in other people's shorts. It's just not... It's bad form. Right. You know what I mean? It's just bad form, and you don't want to give the children that you're caring for the idea that relaxation comes in a bottle, because if they begin to believe that is what they will do, maybe you should walk around the block together or exercise or do something else that will calm your nerves that doesn't involve, becoming intoxicated, because children don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you doing. The script they read off is the one that they see. And you don't want them to see that. You don't want them to read that script, right? And just be cool. Just relax.
I have to deal with him.
Yeah, no.
But you don't deal with me because I'm gone 18, 19 hours a day.
She ain't going anywhere. But you need to cut down that drinking, all right? You're going to do that for me? You're going to do that for the kids?
Yes,
because you love them.
Kids.
And you care for them.
Right.
And you want to be cool. And you can find other ways to... I punch punching bags. I hit tennis balls. There's a whole lot of ways to relax. That doesn't involve your liver.
Right.
Give your liver a break.
Right.
There will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered. I think the lesson here is don't turn little problems into big problems. Yes, he was drinking too much. Yes, he needs to slow down. Yes, you ought to come home in your own clothes. But don't make a crisis out of it. Make an action plan. Help, don't holler.